WKPT-TV's coverage of this 1988 FunFest parade is being brought to you by Holston Valley Hospital and Medical Center. No matter who's doing the choosing, we're the right choice.
And good evening to everybody, and welcome to the first live coverage of the Kingsport Parade, the FunFest Parade. And joining me here, I'm Mark White with WKPT News Watch, and joining me, of course, here on the podium is the lovely Frances Eden.
Hello.
And right next to her is the, well, not so lovely, but very personable Mr. Paul Bishop from Holston Valley Hospital and Medical Center. And we have this parade covered from a variety of different angles. Down on the street, parade side, is Jill Davenport from Holston Valley Hospital and Medical Center. And she'll be doing interviews along the way. The parade has just begun. And up at the top of the parade, where the stepping off place, is Tom Thrupp and Sarah Pope, both from WKPT-TV. Tom from sales, Sarah from the news department, of course. And they will be doing interviews up there from the stepping off point. We're going to take a very short break right now, and then we will be back here to cover the parade live for you from Kingsport.
At Holston Valley Hospital and Medical Center, we think when an accident occurs, it's important that the emergency medicine physician get all the pertinent facts. That takes teamwork, highly trained personnel working together with the most dependable equipment and materials readily at hand, even down to the film we use for x-rays. Because when there's an emergency, at Holston Valley, we want our team to have the big picture.
Well, here we are.
All right, here we are. We're back, and we are apparently had some problem with the live remote audio up there. We will get that straightened out and get it for you. As you see right now, the parade is upon us. It is heading our way. And Frances, there's a huge FunFest balloon to start the thing off.
Well, appropriately, we have workers from the FunFest Executive Committee coming down here carrying the balloon to get the parade off to an excellent start. And
a loud one, I might add.
A loud start. Of course, Kingsport's finest leading the parade here. Whoa.
Y'all smile, you're on television.
All right, getting a little commentary there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got that right.
And who are these people with the balloons?
These are the FunFest Executive Committee office workers.
These are the folks that have sold the T-shirts and all the other things, FunFest, and really been working hard.
There they are. Smile big.
And this is a year-round project. It takes all year to make this happen, and it is well worth it. FunFest is an incredible event. It's 9 days, and it encompasses about 2 billion activities of one sort or another.
That's what it seems like anyhow. This that we're looking at now is from Pleasant View Baptist Church. The title of their float is Flying High with Jesus. They represent the youth of Pleasant View Baptist Church. Very good. And I understand one of my little friends is coming up after Pleasant View.
These folks here are the Reedy Creek Band. A lot of them are from Holston Valley. In fact, Nina Ketchum, our director of nursing, is clogging with her daughter.
That's Doc Smitty and band.
And that's got to be quite a trick, clogging on a moving platform. Hard enough to stand up while you're doing that.
This is Little Miss FunFest, Rachel Taylor, and she will be relinquishing her crown tomorrow afternoon in the 1988 Little Miss FunFest pageant, of which I will be the MC once again this year, the 4th annual event. Behind her is Dana Davis. She's Little Miss Northern America, and she's another one of my special little friends. Hey, Dana! She beat out 92 other contestants to win her title. and these are the 1985 and 86 Little Miss Fun Fest contestants, along with the 1988 contestants. Hi, girls. See you tomorrow. That's a fun pageant that we have going. And this is Melissa Leeper and Tanya Bruner. Melissa's 1985 Little Miss Fun Fest and Tanya's 1986 Little Miss Fun Fest. And this is Melissa Buckles.
Miss Kingsport. And we're getting quite a show of fine automobiles going by here. Wouldn't mind having a convertible on a day like this.
That was First American Bank, I think, that just went by, Corvette. Chris's Twirlettes coming up.
Incidentally, from time to time, you'll notice that we have a shot from up above. That's our friend, Mr. Faust, Jeff Faust, sitting up there on the cherry picker. And he's hoping that we don't get any lightning, as are we all.
I think we're safe. This is Chris's Twirlettes, age 2 to 18. And they are from Johnson City, and they came over to participate. They are in the category of best representation for a group get-together.
Here's the Parks and Recreation Playground and the Newcomers Club all walking together.
I'd say they may be aiming for the competition of most participants in a single entry.
Looks like they've got them all out there.
They sure do.
And the Newcomers Club is following up here behind.
United Steelworkers of America, district number 35.
I guess they left a big space behind them because we're waiting for some newcomers to show up. Sitting up here on the podium overlooking this grand parade as it gets started for the 8th year in a row. Now the United Steelworkers of America. We're getting ready for our first interview from parade side with Jill Davenport, and she'll be talking to Bob Miller, FunFest coordinator, and that'll be coming up here in just a couple of minutes. Meantime, we'll see a mighty fine-looking Honda arriving down the road here.
Paul, do we have a Holston Valley?
Yes, we do. The Holston Valley Home Care is coming up. They're
Oh, we're still waiting on steelworkers to go by. They have a large group. I didn't realize they had someone more. Aha, a little taste of Hawaii. All right.
Now they're really trying for this, most in a single event.
They are. They just keep coming.
They're a noisy group, too. They look like they're having a great deal of fun today.
That's what this is all about, to get out here and have fun.
It sure is.
Yeah, I love it.
I think this is one parade where there's as many people in the parade as there are along the street watching.
That's true. As I understand it, Paul, we have at least 200 entries.
At least, and some of them have several hundred people in an entry. Here's Holston Valley Home Care. They were the folks that sponsored the Fun Festival of Homes, where the contestants decorated the exterior of their homes and with the FunFest colors and bows and whatnot.
Well, they look very nice.
They look very nice.
Good work. Good work. Hey, Pet Dairy's coming up next.
The winner's there.
Big carton of milk. Who we got here? Oh, a street vendor.
Oh, I think these are the folks that are trash busters here.
The trash busters, is that right?
Ah,
Okay.
yeah. These are some of the most important folks in the whole FunFest. They help clean up after all of us, every event.
Okay, I thought he was a street vendor. Got a lot of FunFest items with him. A little Pet Dairy car, how cute. First American.
Grapevine News.
First Americans really turned out for this. They've got several floats and groups in it.
These grapes are so popular this year. California raisins. This is a mime from Knoxville, all the way up here. I wonder if he mimed his way up. It'd be a long way to mime. And a pretty face from FunFest, yes. these are so self-explanatory.
That's the AAA Automotive Model Supply. How would you like to have that vehicle to run around town in?
I think you could get through any traffic jam you might encounter. People would get out of your way, wouldn't they?
You bet. It's got a propeller right on top.
There's a Mazda balloon, hot air balloon.
That's the hot air balloon basket anyway. They didn't quite get to the balloon itself.
I promised my wife a hot air balloon for her 40th birthday, and I won't tell you how far away that is.
What's she going to do with it?
They look like they'd be a lot of fun, but I'm not sure I've got enough breath to blow it open. All right, we're getting ready now to go to Jill Davenport down on the street as soon as we get our photographer out of the crowd there. He seems to be having a good time, and that's what he's shooting right there.
WKPT Steve Mann in convertible, and WKPT van right behind. Hey, that's a nice looking van. I hadn't seen that.
Here comes the over-the-hill precision drill team. This is a group to really look out for.
Is that right? Have you seen them before?
Yep.
Okay, now I guess we're getting ready now to go to Jill Davenport down on the parade side. She is with Wanda Pearson from Holston Valley Hospital Medical Center, the birthplace, and Brenda Bird, who also works at the hospital with the Scoot and Scurry program. Jill?
Thanks, Mark. We're having a great time down here on the street with the parade. This is sponsored by Holston Valley Hospital, and what better way to start off the street reports than with two employees of Holston Valley. Wanda Pearson, who is on the far side over here, is the Director of Maternal Child Health. And I guess my question for you, Wanda, is why do you think it's so important for Holston Valley to get so caught up in these community events?
Well, from the standpoint of the birthplace, you know, we're an advocate of children, and how else, you know, children are our future of Kingsport as well as the future of America. So we're very pleased, and you're in for a treat to see all of our kids later in the parade.
We at Holston Valley invited some of the birthplace kids to march in the parade, and if you see people that have on t-shirts like Wanda's, those are Holston Valley employees or their family. Brenda Bird is with the Health Promotions Department, and she's also director of the Scoot, Scurry, Haste, Hurry, Boogie, Bustle, Get Up and Hustle, I think that's right, walking program at the Fort Henry Mall, and this ties in beautifully with your program.
This is just perfect. This is exactly what we do, and what we stand for is walking and lots of activity.
Brenda was in charge also of counting heads of Holston Valley people, and I hope we have as many folks back at the hospital as we have out here at the parade. How many would you think we have?
I would say way over 200.
We support FunFest and we support the parade, and we're glad that since you can't be here down in downtown Kingsport to watch the parade, that you can sit back at home and enjoy it on TV. Back up to Mark and Francis.
Francis, this is the Kingsport Community Band. They're a group of very fine musicians who get together and just have a good time. The fella in the end there with the big nose is one of our doctors.
Oh, really?
You wouldn't know it, Larry Morris.
This is the Christian Motorcycle Association. Well, I guess we could say that they try to give bikers a better name.
You got it.
Yeah, and they do a fine job of it too.
They've got nice haircuts, and those are beautiful bikes.
Biking is so much fun. Yeah.
Boy, look at that one.
Yeah, good looking cycles. The Vagabond Players are here. It's so neat to look at everybody's faces. Grins from ear to ear.
The kids are really having a good time.
I've been amazed at how many entries First American Bank has had as I was looking through our notebooks yesterday, and then I realized how many branches there are of First American Bank, so each branch has their own float. So we're going to see a lot of First American Bank here today.
I think there may be about 8 of them.
Yeah.
They're, of course, WCYV Channel 5, affectionately known as the bad guys. What can I tell you about that?
They're okay.
Yeah, they are hosting the balloon race this year, and that's always a great event.
That's right. They do good work. Another First American Bank entry. This one is entitled Rainbow of Services.
A lot of work went into that.
A lot of colors.
A lot of colors, yeah.
Point out everything they offer you: business, auto loans, 55 and better program, agriculture loans. I like this one. Kingsport Gymnastics Club, and all it says on the card that we were handed was a rather large group of people.
There's about 200 people in this
Is this
group.
the one?
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
I remember it. Sit back and enjoy. Kingsport Gymnastics Club.
Have you tried that, Francis?
Are you kidding? Are you kidding? I know you have.
Yeah, every evening. Oh, look at that gal there.
Oh, gosh.
I wonder if she's going the whole parade route.
Nope. That pavement has to be hot. Oh, now some of them are riding in trucks. That's not quite fair. They should have to get out and do handstands also.
Boy, it keeps going on and on and on.
Well, if we have 200 in this one entry. Now there are prizes given, awards given, and the categories are most participants in a single entry, best representation of a group get-together, and most original.
And then the judges award a judge's favorite. That's probably the most difficult to pick.
Do you know who the judges are by any chance?
You know, I'm not sure that I do. That may even be a secret.
That was something, it could be, that's a good point. I neglected to check
I think they've
on
been
that.
designated, but I think they didn't want to be known early on.
Okay, I understand now that we have audio at our live remote up at the step-off point in the parade, and we are now getting ready to go to Tom Thrupp and Sarah Pope to get an update on what's happening up there. Tom, Sarah?
Listen, Mark, thanks a lot. I tell you what, we're having a great time down here. They're coming from all sides, and we are really right out in the middle of things. I'm wondering if we're going to get run over. What do you think, Tom?
I hope not. Not yet, anyway.
Listen, Mark and Fran, I heard it through the grapevine that some California raisins are in the parade, and we happen to have two of them right here. We have Kathy and Sherry with us. And you're what?
We're from Eastman. We're called the Sour Grapes.
And why are you called this Sour Grapes?
Oh, I knew it was going to be a hard question. Well, we really don't know.
Well, listen, you don't look like you have sour faces on. It looks like you're having a great time.
Well, we are. We sure are.
How many of you are there? How many Raisinets are there in the front?
7 in all, but we only got 5 here tonight.
And
at the beach.
Now, I understand you all are going to be playing as a talent of Little Miss Fun Fest. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Or did I just do it?
No. All we know is we heard it through the grapevine. We're gonna be performing at Little Miss Fun Fest pageant, and we're real pleased to be performing there. Honored to be asked. She discovered us at the Eastman Talent Show, where we came out with Best of the Show, and we're proud of that.
Very good. Also on your float, you've got somebody else with you as they're coming down. Who is it?
We've got one Eastman women's tug-of-war team.
They came in second last year.
Yeah.
Give them some credit.
They came in second last year, but we're going to beat them all this year if everybody comes out and pulls for us.
Very good.
We need the holler.
Well, y'all go man your float and head down the parade room. Thanks for coming by.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, guys. I tell you what, Mark and Fran, a lot is going on down here. We're at the head of the parade, and FunFest, it really has begun. I want to turn it back to you. I hope y'all are having as good a time as we were having down here.
Yeah, we sure are. Sarah and Tom, both thank you very much. And we're back here now to the intersection of Commerce and Center Street as the parade goes by us, looking at one very strange-looking reptile.
This is the Tri-City Express clogging team. You can hear them clicking along.
I wonder if they'll stop and give us a show.
They were entered in the costume contest earlier in the evening.
I wanted to mention for Tom Thrupp's benefit that, Tom, we did see the St. Paul Episcopal Church youth group go by. We waved at them, but I don't think they got on camera, but we did see them.
I also saw my minister, David Wadsworth, going by in a clown suit. David's very serious about these things.
I wonder if he'll show up in church soon.
He's done it. He's done it.
Another First American Bank, Fort Patrick Henry branch. Oh, good. Here is the Kingsport Suzuki Association with the Suzuki violin group. We had a story on this the other night.
Right, they have the flute and piano.
It's amazing what those kids can do.
They start so young.
Little tiny instruments, little tiny kids.
Yeah.
You have to hand it to the parents of a child learning to play the violin. It can be a brutal experience. I speak from experience myself.
You played well, I take it.
I didn't play it, I just heard it. We got a little excitement here. Some roller skaters come flying around.
From skate-in. Good. Very good. Do you used to roller skate, Mark?
I was roller skating, as a matter of fact, just a couple of weeks ago.
Really?
And I've almost recuperated from it. Most of the bones have healed.
It's been about 15 years since I've been out. We ought to keep track of how many 57 Chevys we see in this parade.
I've seen a gaggle of them already.
Is that how they come, in a gaggle?
Usually they come with a roar, but...
That one's trying. Kingsport legal secretaries. I understand they do a lot of work.
You bet they do. There's several fine lawyers in this town, but they're are backed up by their legal secretary. Couldn't do it without them.
Right, absolutely. And they are on a half-ton truck with 16 people on board.
There you go.
All right, and we are ready now to go back to Jill Davenport, who is going to be speaking with Bob Miller, the FunFest coordinator. Jill?
Bob Miller's down here on the street with me, and Bob's been with the Chamber of Commerce and FunFest for a year now. Bob, now that it's finally here, is it what you thought it was going to be a year ago?
Well, to answer that question, just let me say the prior coordinators before me must have been a lot better people than me, because I don't see how they did it in 6 months. But it's pretty much what I expected. The last 2 months, of course, have been a lot more condensed and a lot more problems come up in the last 2 months than did before. But it's pretty much on target. We're a lot more people than I thought. We had a lot more people today at our Mardi Gras, I believe, than we had last year. So it seems like the momentum's still here and people are still coming.
We always say it can't grow any bigger, and it always does every year. It seems like more and more people come out. And you know, there are thousands of people in downtown Kingsport, but there are other FunFest events going on right now, and so there are hundreds other places in Kingsport. What else is going on?
Right now, right now the horse show is going on up at Borden Park, sponsored by J.P. Stevens. We also have tonight, and I want to emphasize this because it's one of probably the most professional thing we've got in FunFest, and it's the Tennessee Children's Dance Ensemble. It's taking place at Eastman Auditorium tonight at 8:45, and there are still tickets for this. If anybody's sitting out there and they want to attend a FunFest event in the cool, go to Kingsport or Tennessee Eastman Auditorium and watch that show, because it is excellent. These kids are really professionals.
We're really fortunate to have that event, and that's just one of more than 200 things going on during FunFest this week. When you see faces in the crowd like Bob Miller's, he's just one of so many people that are involved in FunFest. Give them a pat on the back. Now back to Mark and Francis.
Thank you very much, Jill, and we are going to take a short break right now, and then we will return to the FunFest Parade.
A mother's job can be a tremendous task. We can't take life for granted. Heart problems can strike at any moment. It's nice to know that since 1979, Holston Valley Hospital has developed more modern means of diagnosis and treatment through its clinical cardiology and its 2 cardiac cath labs. And the cardiac surgery team has performed thousands of open heart surgery cases, saving lives throughout the region. Results. That's what makes the Holston Valley Cardiac Care Team special.
And we're back to the 1988 FunFest Parade.
That takes a lot of nerve to do that.
Now, skateboarding I've done a lot of.
Unicycling, that's another story.
No, unicycling, that's not exactly my bailiwick. And we see a bunch of balloons coming down here attached to a bunch of people. How did that happen?
I don't know. If we could get a shot of the sky, we could see a lot going up in the sky, too. They're everywhere. Wild balloons.
And a few of the fans looking on, spectators.
Everybody's really having a good time tonight. Perfect weather.
Could be a little cooler.
Well, it could be. It's better than having it raining.
That's true. That's true. I've been awfully nervous about that.
All right, we're getting ready now to go back to Sarah and Tom. They are up at the stepping off place of the parade. Sarah, Tom, what's happening up there?
Well, Mark, we're still starting people off. We finished one side of Clay Street, got another side to go. With us right now is Gary Marler from Holston Valley Hospital. Gary, tell us some of the things that's coming from this side of Clay Street to head down center.
Tom, it looks to me like we've got a couple thousand people over here just dying to get onto the parade route. With the parade on this side is all through. We have, again, we've got kids, ladies, women, men. We got all ages. We got just a tremendous parade coming through. We got Little Caesars. We've got all the radio, all the television stations. You name it, and it appears from the Tri-Cities that we have it.
And Gary, what does it mean, do you think, for the city of Kingsport and for FunFest to kick it off with such a great participatory type event as a parade?
Tom, I think it all not only means something for Kingsport, I think it's a great opportunity for Tri-Cities. What you guys are doing here tonight is taking what would appear to be a Kingsport event and taking it across an entire region, and I think that's truly what Kingsport has attempted to do for many years, is bring FunFest to the entire Tri-Cities. Hopefully there's a lot of people to see what's going on tonight. The next 7 or 8 days of FunFest provides equal as much fun. I hope they'll take advantage of it.
Sounds like a commercial right there. Sarah, I think you got some information from somebody up the road there. Can you run some down for us?
Hey, Tom, listen, coming up, we have Rachel Howington. She was born on the first night of the Children's Miracle Telethon, and I understand that, how much money was raised in that telethon?
We raised just slightly under $200,000 this year, all for children, just like Rachel. We had about 6 or 7 kids that we featured that night, but each year we feature 600 or 700 children who are treated right up here at the Regional Children's Center. Rachel is a good example of the care that's provided. Rachel was provided good care, and she went home right away, and that's always a blessing.
Well, listen, thanks a lot. Rachel is coming up in a huge baby carriage, so Mark and Francis, you might want to watch out for that baby carriage. I don't think you can miss it. It's pretty big. Listen, thanks a lot, and we'll throw it back to you now.
All right, thank you, Sarah, and thank you, Tom. And here we are. We are looking at the Reach for a Clean Kingsport float. And we're going to take a short break right now, and we shall return.
We all too often take life for granted. Failure to have a heart problem properly diagnosed can end your time with your family prematurely. It's nice to know that since 1979, Holston Valley Hospital has maintained a staff of trained professionals for diagnosis in hopes of preventing open heart surgery. And if you should need it, the cardiac care team is one of the most successful open heart surgery teams in the United States. Results, that's what makes Holston Valley's Cardiac Care Center special.
We're back, and back just in time to catch the King and Queen of Mardi Gras.
This is Caddy Harrison.
And Jitney Blankenbecker.
Yes, Blankenbecker.
Blankenbecker. All right, and I see that Jill Davenport is standing by with a rather unusual parade participant down there. She'll be coming with us in a few minutes, and we'll be introduced to the duck.
The duck. That was the Churchill ball team, the Mets.
11 and 12-year-olds.
And we have the Mets, now we have the Royals from Churchill, Mount Carmel.
They do have a tremendous Parks and Recreation system here in Kingsport. They have all of these teams, everything from T-ball to semi-pro. It's just great.
Here comes the Wilson family.
They have 2 cute dogs with the family, too.
All right, I see that we're getting ready now to interview the duck. So, Jill, are you ready? Oh, they're not ready yet.
Not quite.
Well, Jill's ready. The duck is ready.
Statue of Liberty, another First American Bank entry.
All right, Jill, you're on.
Which one of us is the duck? Can you guess? Well, it's a close call, but it's the one on the end. It's not us two. This is Mama Duck, and she has 2,000 of her young'uns that are going to be down at the Boatyard Riverfront Park tomorrow for a brand new event. And Marie Dayhill, who's with Heritage Federal, is one of the folks that is responsible for bringing those ducklings down there. What is going on at the park tomorrow?
There's going to be 2,000 little duckies floating down the river, and the first one that wins is the winner.
Now, there's been a lot of publicity about these ducks, and this is one of the ways that we can show that the FunFest spirit is never dampened. You know that the Crazy Boat Race had to be canceled because we don't have enough water. Well, even a little bit of water is enough for ducks, and Heritage Federal came back and said, we're going to have an event anyway. It's going to be a great one. 2,000 ducks racing down the river, the North Fork of the Holston River, or is it the South Fork? I always get it confused. Anyway, it's Boatyard Riverfront Park, and we want you to come out and join that event. Even if you don't have a duck, lots of activities, food, music, lots of things going on. It should be a great time.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun. Come out just to see those little ducks drop from their big basket into the water. It'll be great.
We're looking forward to that, and the Duck and Marie say back to Mark and Francis.
All right, thank you very much, Jill.
Coming up now.
Hot work down there for these photographers, and I can tell you I'm going to be getting a lot of grief about it from...
You think Joe Gregg is complaining?
Joe never complains. He just takes action, usually with firearms.
I like his knee pads. I like his knee pads.
The Sullivan County Humane Society is rather special. They're special to me. I've got 3 cats at home that I went down and got, and they're very much part of our family. I just went window shopping and came back with 3.
Well, it's hard to go to the animal shelter and not come back with something.
I know just what you mean. That's how I inherited my dog, Buffalo.
And
aptly named.
Yeah. A 100-pound dog.
All right, I hear sirens in the offing here.
Some entries walk a little faster than the others.
All right, and while we look at this young fellow, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back right after this.
At Holston Valley Hospital and Medical Center, we think when an accident occurs, it's important that the emergency medicine physician get all the pertinent facts. That takes teamwork, highly trained personnel working together with the most dependable equipment and materials readily at hand, even down to the film we use for x-rays. Because when there's an emergency, at Holston Valley, we want our team to have the big picture.
And we are returning, and floating at us down the Center Street Strip is a rather large-looking, well, I can't tell what it is. It's a float, that's what it is. It's a float.
I hear the Kingsport Country Cloggers coming up. We don't quite see them yet, but they're on their way, and they are clogging up a storm out there. Too bad they couldn't have been behind Doc Smitty and his group. There they are.
That's a lot of work to clog that far. Although they look like some of the coolest people in the parade.
They sure do.
Great exercise, great way to have fun.
WJCW Radio.
And WKPT.
Hey. Is that Art Countess in there?
That looks like it, all right.
Yeah. And this is Mr. Hammond's truck, and he says he's in it for the fun of it. And behind him is the AFG chicken on a go-kart.
Of course, everybody ought to have one.
And behind the AFG chicken is a picnic basket. Now, I think I'm putting 2 and 2 together. Chicken and picnics kind of go together, so I guess they're kind of chasing the chicken to put him in the picnic basket.
And who sponsors the picnic? AFG.
AFG, that's true.
That'll be the 31st.
That's coming, yes.
We're coming up here July 31st, and there'll be free hot dogs, free Coca-Cola, and the Lee Greenwood concert, all free. Quite a donation from AFG. They also have their medallion search.
Right, the treasure hunt. And we will be out there. I will be out there most of the afternoon at the AFG picnic.
I think they're also going for this most participants in a single entry. I can look down way down in the parade route.
And they're handing out goodies too. Friends.
appreciate them safely handing the candy to the children rather than throwing it. That's something we request all participants this year.
Strong's Junior College. Hi, gang.
One thing we should note about this parade is that anybody that wants to be in it is welcome to join in. There are no restrictions. You can do what you want to do, pretty much.
That's right. As long as it's within reason.
Good, clean fun.
And I understand we're saving the horses for last this year.
That's right.
Speaking of good, clean fun.
Joe Townsend is coming up, in case you didn't hear him, in his big international truck.
It is a big one.
It's a big one.
1987 Driver of the Year, the Harris.
All right, we're going to go up to Tom and Sarah now at the stepping off place. Tom, Sarah, what's going on up there?
Well, I tell you what, Mark and Fran, we have got a whole bunch going on here. You know, what is a parade without clowns and balloons? And I told Tom, I said, Tom, you know, I really want a balloon for this parade. And do you know what he found? I tell you what, he found me one of the biggest balloons that you have ever seen. It's a FunFest balloon, and it is by FunFest. And Tom, how heavy is that?
It's pretty heavy. They told me I've got to keep it below the traffic lights, and it's pretty heavy. If I take off, I may come flying by Francis and Mark and all of them here in a few minutes. So if I do, I'll wave as I go by.
Well, Tom, listen, you stay in that holding pattern there. And Mark and Francis, if you need some help, I'd tell you what, Tom will probably be taking off here in a minute. And he can tell you just about anything that's going on. We're standing in the midst of, I think, about 25,000 people. And I'm going to turn it back over to you.
All right, as we see going beneath us, the Board of Mayor and Aldermen and City Manager, Jim Zumwalt.
And coming up now is Mead Paper. They have a couple of hundred people in their entry, and I think their crazy boat is also somewhere here in their crowd.
That's one thing they requested, that of all those people who went to the trouble to build crazy boats before the race got canceled, to bring them on out here and drag them through the parade. They may not be able to float, but they could probably float down the street as well as they could the river.
Yeah, about the same dry condition.
Although the duck race is a substitute, it ought to be a fun event. There's a number of activities going on down there at the park also. Good eating,
They
a
seem
lot
to
of
like
fun.
the color blue. Behind Mead Paper is the Mardi Gras dancers. They're from Berkeley Modeling School.
We saw them on the newscast, the live interrupt we did today just after noon, as they opened up officially FunFest.
And behind them, a boy on a bicycle. That's what we were saying earlier. This parade is open to anyone. If you want to jump in along the route, you're welcome.
Princess, have you been in the parade?
Yes, we have been in this parade before, yes. My husband and I have a 1958 Cadillac, and I wanted to put it in this year, but I couldn't find a driver for it this year, so it's sitting at home in the driveway.
Well, maybe next year.
Yeah.
We've got...
There we are.
There we go.
Well, hi down there.
Hey.
Cameraman Joe Gregg. Working the street. Good place for him. Joe probably stay out of trouble with it.
You know, he can't hear anything we're saying now.
That's why I say it.
I know.
And here come the sour grapes. We met a couple of them earlier. There they are.
These, okay, I know these sour grapes. They were winner of the Eastman Talent Show. And they will be performing tomorrow afternoon at the Miss FunFest pageant, which will be at 3 p.m. in the Dobbins Bennett Little Theater. Hey, Tri-Cities State Tech. I didn't know they had a program in heavy truck maintenance technology.
I didn't know it either. They're the home of a program called Quality First. It's really taking off here in Kingsport.
And I understand this is the daughter of Ray Walton, our, not the one on camera now, but the one in the Coke video band. These are the Pioneer Dancers from Church Hill.
got a live caller.
We've seen clogging earlier, and now this is square dancing. Western square dancing, they call it.
It's a great view of it.
And what would a parade be without the Shriners? This is the Jericho Temple with Ralph Morrison, commander of the unit.
They put a lot of effort into this. These fellas are really committed.
They sure are.
They really make an effort on the crippled children's programs all over this country. It's made a lot of difference to young people, I'll tell you.
Now, are the bagpipe players with the temple?
Yes, they are. They sure are. Oh, here he comes, one of my favorites, a perennial. This fella is working hard. He's I guess you'd call it a belly dancer.
Belly dancer slash knife thrower slash
exhibitionist.
Exhibitionist.
Athlete, whatever.
Yeah, he's great. They don't have the crazy cars, do they? Is this?
I haven't seen them tonight. They've got some motorcycles that ride in precision.
Do you know I don't know what to call him. What do you call him? The belly dancer slash knife thrower?
I don't know.
You know his name?
But
I call him Sir.
He's a tickle.
That's pretty much it.
That covers it. Is he from Kingsport or is he from out of the area?
I think he's from this region, yeah. He's been in all the parades. Here he is. Look at him.
Oh, he's loving it.
Call that showing off.
Now, Mark, I would like to see you in costume like that.
Well, it'll be my pleasure. I've made those arrangements. All right. The Jericho Temple goes by the Shriners. We are going to now take a short break, and we'll be right back.
A mother's job can be a tremendous task. We can't take life for granted. Heart problems can strike at any moment. It's nice to know that since 1979, Holston Valley Hospital has developed more modern means of diagnosis and treatment through its clinical cardiology and its 2 cardiac cath labs. And the cardiac surgery team has performed thousands of open heart surgery cases, saving lives throughout the region. Results. That's what makes the Holston Valley Cardiac Care Team special.
We're back, and we're watching the Motorcycle Club from Greenville. As soon as they pass, we're going to go down and have a talk with Miss Kingsport, Melissa Buckles. But I don't think we could hear her right now until the motorcycles get by.
I believe they are Shriners also, aren't they? Crabella Temple?
Yes.
We saw Jericho earlier, and this is Crabella.
All right, now let's go to Jill Davenport. She is with Miss Kingsport, Melissa Buckles. Jill?
Melissa's here with me, and this is one of the first events that she is attending officially as the new Miss Kingsport 1989, right? Congratulations, Melissa.
Thank you. I really feel honored to be able to represent a model city like Kingsport, and I'm looking forward to it.
The Miss Tennessee pageant is next June, so you have a whole year of participating in activities in Kingsport as Miss Kingsport. What are your responsibilities?
Well, some of the responsibilities, of course, will be my involvement with FunFest. I think that'll be an exciting time. And then throughout the year, I'll be participating in different civic events with other civic organizations.
And Melissa says that some of the scholarship money that she uses, she's going back to graduate school and to major in what?
I plan to get a master's degree in business administration with an emphasis in finance.
Okay, well that's great, and we hope you have a wonderful time during FunFest. It's an exciting week, and you're going to be a busy girl. Back to Francis and Mark.
All right, and we're just in time for the Junior Auxiliary here from Holston Valley Hospital Medical Center.
This is
Those young people put in a lot of time at the hospital, and it's interesting how many have grown up to be doctors and nurses.
Is this volunteer work that they do?
Yes, it's young people in high school.
Candy stripers, I guess.
That's right.
But now it's not just the girls.
That's right. A lot of fellas in it.
And another.
These are all the folks that have been born at Holston Valley Hospital.
Are you kidding?
Well, there's 80,000 people that have been born, and maybe 1 or 2 didn't show up.
It looks like it. We go to that overhead shot, you'll see that as a street full of people.
The hospital started delivering in 1935, and like I say, more than 80,000 people have been born there. Several even this year, it looks like.
Yeah.
I'm going to look out for my next door neighbors. That whole family, all 5 of them, been born in the hospital.
I think they've got a good shot at the most participants in a single entry category also.
It's like more than 100 at least. What a beautiful day for a parade. This evening is just beautiful.
Hasn't it turned off gorgeous?
Yeah, not too hot.
I think we'll have a good week for FunFest this year. Everything's gotten greened up with the rain. There's a FunFest participant.
That's it.
I hope they're videotaping this so he or she can see it when they're older.
The little girl will remember this parade in her dreams.
Yeah.
These are the mall walking folks. They've gotten together and walk all year round, and they really go for the fitness.
Now that's a good idea. I need to be involved in something like that.
Some people walk 3 to 5 miles a day.
All right, and here we're going to hear for a few seconds here from the Short Hill Ramblers. School Superintendent Jimmy Fleming on the back of that quote there.
Sound good. WXBQ Rabbit. Hey, guy. He's always popular wherever he goes. Robert's Tire and Recapping. Coming up. They say Kingsport's a rolling into FunFest. You know, another thing that is so popular in Tri-Cities are the race cars. We have one coming up. I believe this is also with Robert's Tire.
Revving that up. We're going to go now to Sarah and Tom.
So we've got the most important people at the whole parade, and young FunFesters out here are going to ask a few questions, find out what they like best about the parade. What's your favorite part of the parade so far?
Getting candy.
Getting candy. Okay, and I see some balloons. Where'd you get the balloon? Well, that's good. Okay. What's your favorite part of the parade? This is Alan. He introduced himself to me earlier. Alan, what's your favorite part of the parade? You like it all? Well, that's great. One more question. What's your favorite part?
The cloggers.
The cloggers. We got a dancer in the group. Sarah, you've got a special announcement from these kids, I think.
Mark and Francis and Paul, I tell you, we've been practicing down here, and we have got a special message for you. You ready, guys? 1, 2, 3. Back to you, Mark and Francis.
All right, very good, very good. Thank you all very much.
We have some more old cars coming up. 48 Plymouth. And what do we have here? Chevy?
It's a Chevy. We used to have one just like that.
It's a 46-ish, 7-ish. And a Dodge Coronet behind it.
Was it all made back in the days when you could tell one car from another?
That's right.
That's true.
This car's not hard to identify. It's one with a blonde woman sitting on the as a hood ornament.
Do they send them from the factory like that now?
Yeah,
Do they really?
you have to pay a little extra for it, but some say it's worth it.
Oh, I know this one. This is Herbalife. They are riding in a limo with air conditioning, I'm sure.
There's a car from the days that they painted them all the same color.
Yeah, the same color. I'm hesitant to say exactly what year. I can say Ford or Chevy, but the years are where they lose me. Corvette, of course. Oh, this is a WKPT-TV radio coming up in a very nice solid gold convertible.
You a collector.
Belmont Exterminating. Look at those bugs on there.
I was wondering what the Sunshine Puppet Theater was. Here they come. Is this Kermit the Frog? Or just someone who looks like Kermit the Frog? They're rapping. Company D, 844th Engineering. And I'm lost. Come on, Mark, you were in the Air Force. You can read Army and Air Force lingo.
Air Force. Army speaks a language of its own.
Is it different?
This group is from the Army Reserve Family Support Group.
Bill Gatton Suzuki. I think it's interesting that we have one of the newfangled Suzuki automobiles in front of an old Ford truck and an old, ooh, gee, what is this one?
It's pretty anyway.
It's pretty. It's a green car.
I think it didn't come out of the factory that way.
Now this is an excellent restoration job, I must say. This is what it's all about if you're into antique cars. We have another group of musicians coming up, and they call themselves the Clinch River Boys. And I believe we have another Holston Valley entry also somewhere. I can't spot them. Medics Laboratory.
I think they're coming up here.
Are they in the blue truck? No. Yes.
Yes, they are.
Yes, they are.
There
There's
they
a
are.
T-shirt. There they are. Yeah.
There they go. They're the folks that do all the lab tests. That when your doctor takes a blood specimen or something like that, they make sure that it is what they think it is.
Okay.
Little Caesars following up behind them.
Are the musicians also with medics, or are they?
You know, I don't know. I think they're.
Wait a minute. Jim Hart's looking the Clinch River Boys.
Yeah. I think they just got together.
They're along for the ride. Hey, here comes Little Caesar.
And there is Little Caesar.
Uh-huh.
There's Little Caesar.
Wish they'd toss a large pepperoni up here.
That's right. Of course, at Little Caesars, I believe you get 2 for the price of 1.
I could eat it right now.
Yeah, I could too. This is Randy Boyles coming up behind Little Caesars in a gray Ford. And I believe Randy is with Kingsport Antique Car Association, if I am not mistaken. Then again, I could be mistaken, and I think I am.
All right, we're going to take a short break right now, and we'll be right back. to Jill Davenport, who is standing alongside the parade, and she's got a couple of gentlemen that she's going to be interviewing. Jill?
I've got two folks that are helping to coordinate the FunFest 5-miler race. That's a midnight race tonight. It's Dave Walker with Walker's Athletics and Matt Tomlin with First Tennessee Bank. They are co-sponsors along with
Gaddy's Pizza, Jersey Mike's, World Tech Gym, and some contributors are McDonald's and Johnsonville Sausage.
Thanks, Matt. I knew I wouldn't get.
And Reebok running shoes.
Good. I'm glad someone else made a mistake. I knew I wouldn't get all those names in. The FunFest 5-miler is the most popular race in the area, and Dave's been with it for a long, long time. Why is it so popular?
I think the part about being at midnight, you know, get a lot of kids, you know, they can run down the street legally at midnight, and we attract some runners from the Knoxville area and stuff like that, and we've got a good field up front. A lot of good runners. We'll probably have 8 to 10 runners under 25 minutes for 5 miles, which is tough.
You know, something you were telling me that many people might not know is that running really can be a spectator sport. So if you're not signed up to run, come out and watch, right?
We'd like to encourage people to come out, be along the course, bring a flashlight. The start is really, really amazing, but on the course is nice too.
That's tonight at midnight, and the race starts where?
It starts at Eastman Road Branch at First Tennessee.
And would last roughly how long?
Up front runners 25 minutes, and we'll probably have some people take a little over an hour.
Okay, that's at midnight tonight, one of the many FunFest activities happening this week. Back to Fran and Mark.
All right, thank you very much, Jill.
Hey, there goes the 1959 Cadillac. As we were saying earlier, this is open to anyone who wants to come and put an entry in. And a lot of these, I think, are just people who just showed up in their vehicles and said, we want to be in the parade, and that's absolutely what it's all about. I know this has got to be so much fun for the kids. I was telling Paul earlier that I never saw a parade until I came to Kingsport. Explain that one, I don't know how. But I never did, so I know as a kid it must be a real thrill, especially to be in the parade.
Francis, you must be from either a very small town or a very large one.
Very small, very small. I'm sure they had parades, but I lived back in the sticks and we didn't get out that much.
Coming up now, the 98.5 WTFM.
There's Carl and Jody.
It's their mobile van, and moving right alongside it is Carl and Jody, our morning personalities.
Hey, they made them walk.
Jody's gasping for breath.
Yeah. No, that's Carl. See Chuck Anthony in there. Mark Evan McKinney.
Uh-oh, they're unloading some mischief, it looks like.
This is scary. This is real scary.
Got some more goodies to hand out here.
We have the Kingsport Lioness Club coming up. Here we go. Look at that lion's tail. Never saw a van with a tail before.
And there is Miss Scott County, Virginia, Sherry Howell.
Sherry Howell.
On camera now is the First Church of the Nazarene.
Up on Sullivan Street here in downtown Kingsport.
Got a really cute little dog peeking his nose out of that one.
Yeah. John Edwards is riding the tractor along with Sarah Edgewell in there also, and another young lady who has not been identified. There they are. In case you hadn't noticed, we have fire engines going on.
Not much else to say, and nobody could hear it if you did.
This is
first round.
And Katrina Jones, second round. And behind them, we have the
Sullivan West Fire
Sullivan
Department.
West Volunteer Fire Department.
We're going to go to a break right now, and we'll return in just a few minutes.
Behind the Sullivan West Volunteer Fire Department, we have Kingsport's one and only Norman Sobel.
Okay, we're getting ready to take a break right now. We'll take a brief intermission, and we'll be right back.
At Holston Valley Hospital and Medical Center, we think when an accident occurs, it's important that the emergency medicine physician get all the pertinent facts. That takes teamwork, highly trained personnel working together with the most dependable equipment and materials readily at hand, even down to the film we use for x-rays. Because when there's an emergency, at Holston Valley, we want our team to have the big picture.
And here come the horses. That means this parade is just about history.
That's Russell Figg and his wife Karen. I'm not sure of the names of these people.
Gorgeous horses, though.
That's right. Uh-oh. I would be terrified to have a horse out in a crowd like this.
This takes control.
It sure does. It sure does. Of course, I guess the original parades were all horse-drawn and horse-ridden.
We seem to have a hold up here. Somebody's stopping to go. So we're going to take a jump right now down to see Jill Davenport, and Jill's got some special people to interview down there.
Thanks, Mark. I've got Jeff and Christy Fleming with me. They've been in the parade and have watched it since they stopped, and just wanted to get someone on the street to tell us what they thought about the parade. And you've been to many of them. Is this as good a parade as you've seen?
It's getting bigger and better every year. I think it was great.
Jeff, what do you think?
We're having a great time. Looking forward to a big FunFest.
Do you get real involved in FunFest? What's your typical FunFest week like?
Mr. and Miss FunFest. We're at as many events as we can go to.
Every night. We participate every night.
Well, I think the parade is about winding down behind us. We've had a wonderful time here. Hope you have too. Back up to the stage.
All right. Thank you, Jill. And this parade is wrapping up. We're going to go up to Sarah and Tom up at the kicking off place, which is now the end-up place. Tom, Sarah?
It's a lot, guys. I tell you what, the parade started here, but I think it's coming back toward us. Everybody's sort of making their way back this way. The parade is just about over with, and we've had a great time. I tell you, FunFest really is appropriately named. It definitely is fun. Don't you think, Tom?
Absolutely, and this is what this parade is all about, and FunFest is all about, is everybody being a part of Kingsport and part of the Tri-Cities community and enjoying the fun that we can have being part of each other. That's what the parade's all about. People from all walks of life, from every business around town, it seems like we're here, and it's just wonderful. This is what FunFest is about. Great way to kick it off. And Sarah, I enjoyed working with you, and thanks to Joe McMakin behind the camera and Jeff Fugit, who helped us out too. Did a great job down on this end.
Boy, we really did. We had a great time. And tell you what, I'm looking forward to the couple hundred events that are coming up in the next 9 days. How about you?
Absolutely. A lot of things to do, and everybody just be a part of it. Go out and do something. Enjoy FunFest. That's why it's here.
Me too.
Great.
Back to you, Mark and Francis.
All right, and thank you too. Well, we're going to take a short break right now. We'll be back to wrap up right after this.
A mother's job can be a tremendous task. We can't take life for granted. Heart problems can strike at any moment. It's nice to know that since 1979, Holston Valley Hospital has developed more modern means of diagnosis and treatment through its clinical cardiology and its 2 cardiac cath labs. And the cardiac surgery team has performed thousands of open heart surgery cases, saving lives throughout the region. Results. That's what makes the Holston Valley Cardiac Care Team special.
All right, and that's it for the 1988 FunFest Parade, the 8th annual event. It was a tremendous parade, just absolutely fantastic, and this, after Mardi Gras, is a pretty good indication that we're in for one great FunFest this year.
I think so. I think so. It's been 8 years, is that correct? 8 years that we've had
This is the 8th annual.
And it just gets better every year.
And this is the 5th parade in the 8 years, and it's been a great deal of fun for the hospital to help put this on. We've really enjoyed it, and we thank you folks very much for really making it special for us.
All right, and thank you, Francis, Paul, and to Sarah and Tom and Jill Davenport and all of the hundreds of people that were involved in putting this production together. We thank all of them. It was great work. And we thank you most of all for joining us. Take care of yourselves, and from the 1988 FunFest Parade, we say adios.
Bye.
A mother's job can be a tremendous task. We can't take life for granted. Heart problems can strike at any moment. It's nice to know that since 1979, Holston Valley Hospital has developed more modern means of diagnosis and treatment through its clinical cardiology and its 2 cardiac cath labs. And the cardiac surgery team has performed thousands of open heart surgery cases, saving lives throughout the region. Results. That's what makes the Holston Valley Cardiac Care Team special.
This is WKPT-TV bringing you another live on-the-scene report from FunFest 88.
We all too often take life for granted.